Yeah, so it's still the most amazing satellite network. 66 satellites in low Earth orbit, covering the whole planet. We're the only communication provider with 100% coverage of the planet. And you know, a lot of people remember us from a giant satellite phone and a pager from the early days. That's not our business growth areas. Today it's around what people call the Internet of Things, connecting assets, trucks, trains, buoys, that sort of thing, and that's really the high growth area. And now that we have brand new satellites that are in space, you know, we got a bunch of new revenue streams that will propel our growth for the coming years.
And how much of this currently is going to be around aviation in terms of Internet of Things, in terms of providing internet service to airlines, airplanes, that whole system that I know you're working on? And how much of it is going to be terrestrial?
Well, airplanes are an important market, less than 10% today, but we're probably we have like 60,000 aviation customers, the largest percentage, but we're more in the cockpit of the airplane for operational communications for the airlines.
Right, we were talking about, you're not go-go, I know.
No, we're not the Wi-Fi in the back. That's more of a commodity business, and we try to avoid commodity businesses like that. But we see a lot of potential growth in the future with these new satellites able to provide broadband. You know, airplanes fly over the whole globe. They don't just fly over parts of it.
And they can't go direct. They got to go around so they can stay in contact with land.
That's
except
right.
for with us, with Iridium.
Yeah, so we're often on polar orbiting airplanes. We're on oceanic airplanes. We're really the way that often the controller, the air traffic controller, can talk to the pilot and back and forth. So it's an important business to us. But maritime's a big business, land mobile with all kinds of assets there, IoT, and of course the U.S. Department of Defense.
On the IoT mobile piece, with the build out of 5G on the ground, do you consider that a competition for anything you're doing?
Actually, you know, the original company kind of tried to compete with cellular, and we embrace really other technologies. So often when we're on a vehicle or in the hands of someone else or an IoT device, we're paired up with cellular. Because cellular only covers about 10 to 15% of the world's surface. We cover the other 85%. So a lot of times it's use cellular when you can. It's very low cost. It's very efficient. But as the truck or train or piece of heavy equipment moves out of cell phone coverage, we're the connection.
Can you speak to the potential? People talk about Elon Musk potentially being a competitor. There are other competitors out there, but what does that look like in the future to you?
So they're not competitors. People think they're competitors because they're also going after low Earth orbit. I mean, people appreciate the value of sort of where we are in space, how close we are to the Earth, because that means antennas can be small and batteries can be light. But they're all going after commodity broadband to go provide a lower cost connection to people in their homes, and that's not really our business. They're using different spectrum. There is a bit of a space race going on right now, just like the space race we started back in the 90s. I hope it doesn't end up the same way it happened for us in the 90s for them. And in fact, there is some concern in the investment community. Right now? Well, the investment community is taking a hard look, let's say, at a lot of the business cases right now, because at first there was a lot of excitement. Now there's a little bit of a scrutiny maybe that hadn't been there. So they're slowing down. But I do think that there's going to be more and more capacity from space, and it's a good place to do business. It's not just where you want to do everything from.